Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Andrew. Welcome back to another video. I know it's been a long time since I've done a studio recording almost with a big camera in this kind of location, but nevertheless I thought I would put one together for you guys as I promised in yesterday's vlog, which should have gone live a few hours ago. I will check after this video is finished. But today I am doing something, starting something a bit new. I am going to be going through some of the most irritating questions they ask at interviews and my personal opinion on them, because as you can probably imagine, as you guys probably know, I've been through about 6, 7, 8 interviews in my life, so I kind of have got the gist by now as to what the sort of questions they ask are, and I've sort of got my own opinions on them. These opinions are in no way to tarnish businesses. I know they have to ask these questions just to get a better feeling for the person they're trying to employ. This is not meant for anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I just want to have a bit of fun. So without further ado, I found a list of about 30 questions on the internet. I'll break them down in sort of 6 episodes, and yeah, let's get on with the first 5. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself? Yes, this is an annoying question in itself. Mate, it's on the CV. Don't ask me in the interview, it's on the flaming CV. Everything you guys need to know about me is on that damn CV. It just feels like you guys haven't read the CV before you get your interviewees in. I mean, when you get the people that you want to interview, like, read their flaming CV, because there will be some that, well, they're crap, but for the ones that aren't, read the damn CVs and get to know the person individually before, so then you don't have to ask them, can I have some more information about you? How did you hear about the position? Yes, this is a classic from an interviews. How did I hear? Well, the job advert, basically. I think most people are just looking for a job and they just sort of see a job advert and they're like, oh yeah, I'll apply for that, it's a job. Guys, it's not rocket science here. I'm not, you know, like most jobs these days you don't need to be qualified for, you know. I mean, a retail assistant is really easy. You don't need any complex qualifications. I mean, alright, an architect maybe, but not, I mean, or a lawyer maybe, but we're not, I mean, like general retail, come on, really? I heard about the job on the advert, that's how I applied, and well, it even tells you when someone's applied how they applied, so isn't it kind of common knowledge? I mean, seriously? What do you know about the company? This is a question that gets me every single time, and I've been asked it every single time. In fact, one job interview I had, the guy that did the interview even asked me to sell a pen. Yes, I know, a biro pen, which I failed at miserably, which is probably why I lost out on the job. But I've now later learned that they weren't asking me to sell the pen to make myself look stupid. They were seeing, you know, he wanted to know my selling techniques. And I suppose, looking back on it, I should have just answered as honest as possible. But, I mean, come on, really? Like, all I can suggest, and all it says on the internet to do, and all I can really suggest through experience, is before you go, just do a little bit of research on the company. You know, they're not asking you for, you know, productivity, you know, they're not asking you to know every single detail. In fact, if I read, because I've got a list of questions on the internet, if I read the suggested out for this, it says any candidate can read the company's about page. So when the interviewers ask this, they aren't necessarily trying to gauge whether you understand the mission. They're just trying to get your personal opinion on it and see how what your explaining skills are like. I'm thinking probably more along the lines of, you know, oh yeah, I know this, that and the other about your company. You know, they're not trying to find out how, if you've done your homework or not. They're also trying to just find out whether you can be bothered and whether you care about the company that you've got an interview for. I think that's really where they're coming from on that one. And also, if you do apply for jobs, be careful what you put on Facebook, because believe it or not, companies will look you up on Facebook. They'll look you up and they'll see what sort of things you're posting, and if you're going out getting drunk night in, night out, or you're swearing, then the chances are they won't even give you an interview. Why do you want this job? I like that question a lot. It sort of symbolises to the company, again, like I said a minute ago, you know, it just sort of symbolises almost to the company well, can this person really be bothered? And it's true, almost, you know, it's kind of true. I mean, can the person be bothered? You know what I mean? Like, can you, as the guy or girl or person, you know, applying for the job, you know, can you be bothered to do your homework, and can you be bothered to work there? You know, will you give your job 110%? You know, will you push yourself that extra mile? I have to do this at work all the time. You know, I have to push myself to the limit and then some, like 50% over the limit, to prove myself to maybe one day work up the ladder. But I won't be able to do that, and neither will you, unless, for one, you're really good. I mean, it's not often that someone walks into a job and clicks like that. Yeah, I know I can't click, but they walk into a job and they just instantly click. It's not something that anybody can do, I don't think. I mean, I've never really seen it before. You know, people have to learn things about the business, etc, etc. But I think for me personally, they're just, again, trying to find out whether you really are going to be interested in the job and whether they're just not wasting their time with employing you. I think the last question for today sort of ties in with the last 2 points I've made. Why should we hire you? Well, this is the sort of point that you can, if you really want the job, you know, you could really do your research before you go. I think, quite honestly, for me personally, I'm gonna have to say, if you do your research about the company, you can sort of then jot down notes as to what you can bring to the table. So, you know, I always say when I go for an interview, I always say fresh ideas, a different way of doing things. I remember one specific job I went to, they actually, when I said fresh ideas, a different way of doing things, they actually went back to me and said, perhaps you can introduce us to some things you do at TK Maxx that you don't perhaps do, that we don't perhaps do here. And I said, well, yes. I mean, obviously I didn't get that job, but that's fine by me. I'm happy where I am. But yeah, I mean, there are certain things that puzzle me even now that I never knew even existed. I mean, it's just a way of life. So when people ask you why you want the job, they're more or less asking you what can you bring to the table that the last interviewee can't. And I think for me, this is where people really get the job over anybody else. It's basically through one thing, and that is experience. No one's ever going to know straight off the bat what to say in that scenario. I sure as hell didn't 2 years ago when I was going for my first job interview. I've been for like 8 since, but I think pretty much for me personally, at least anyway, the more interviews I've done, the more experience I've gained, so the easier it is for me to get a job. It's also easier for me to know what to say. For example, I think one of the things I said in my interview when they said to me, how can you promote business, I've said, because I work for like a builder's merchant, I've said, oh well, if I sell screws, I say to the customer, oh well, do you need raw plugs? Have you got the drill to go with that? You know, it's little things, but I mean, for example, Screwfix drills cost £100 up, so for the really good ones they do anyway. So that is just building their business, and it's giving them a better idea as to how you promote yourself and how you work. Does that make sense? I'm hoping so, because that is the end of episode 1. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I'll bring the next episode to you within a few days. Hopefully you guys are also enjoying the daily vlogs. I'm trying so hard to get them out daily. It's not too bad, but this one I'm looking forward to editing and uploading. I'm hoping and praying it was good. Please don't tell me it was too cringy. Obviously let me know if it was, and I'll change it completely for episode 2. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you're new. If you are already subscribed, let us know. It would be really good to know who's actually subscribed and who's subscribing. Obviously, back at it again. The new artwork is coming soon, I promise. I know I teased it in yesterday's video, but it's coming soon, I promise. I'm looking forward to bringing that to you. It's just going to be a fresh concept to the channel, I think. But anyway, we'll see all about that, and I'll see you guys soon.